So I'm guessing
That you're alive. We're so happy you're alive. Congratulations. You're going through Rona protocol. You're still here. How's the brain doing? You do look sickly, if I do say so myself. Talk to us, dude. The fans want to know where we've been.
The funny part is people ask me all the time, like, is Joe okay? Is Joe going through it? And I'm like, no, Joe's not going through it. He just hasn't shaved that beard for a while. So obviously I'm not going anywhere other than my room. Yes, I have been COVID positive, everyone. Yeah. Shocker, guys. But I'm fine.
Listen, I don't appreciate you twisting and lying. First of all, I will say that right now because I get many, many messages of people saying, Joey, you look fantastic. I don't understand why you still do the show with Pharaoh. He honestly can't stand him or his awful, awful rants and takes. Joe, please just take over the show for us all.
Lamar Jackson was the quarterback of the future. That was my take. Quarterback, running back.
I mean, again, I don't recall. And he's not a running back. Yeah. He is trying his best to be a quarterback.
Yeah. Same with maybe RG3. A mental gap or two there. RG3 did the same exact thing. Like somebody called the comparison right away.
I mean, listen, we'll do this real quick. We'll just this wasn't planned either. I mean, wait, before we do this, you at least want to explain how you are actually feeling, why we are gone for 2 weeks?
So, two things. It was both on both of us. One, Joe got a new job. Congratulations, Joe, on your new job. He is adapting to the 9 to 5, the grind as they will. So
more like 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. But yeah.
But job comes first. You got to pay the bills somehow until this pays our bills. And then for me, I got the Rona, COVID positive. I am good. I feel no symptoms now. It's probably 2 weeks tomorrow, so I'll be good. It was just basically a cold for me, so thank God nothing crazy happened. The election gives me a little bit some funny things to watch. SNL's got the work cut out for them this week. We'll see how
you gotta love watching the world burn. You gotta love it. John Mulaney at the end of the day, and people, you can hate me all you want on this, but he was right. The world honestly is not going to change much. No. Just based on new president.
We've talked about it. It's like, I'm sorry, we're not high. You guys are not, the people who are bitching about everything, you're not at a higher level or high enough at power in your careers or anything like that to be bitching about this. Because it doesn't matter if Biden, Donald Trump, me, Joey, or president, nothing's going to change for you. Except for, unless literally.
I mean, can you imagine if we were co-presidents with Kanye and T Swift, combining that brain power, largest brain power I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Listen, T Swift and
we'd rule the world.
No, literally the world would burn because we would never agree on anything. You would disagree with me. I would disagree with you. You would say we need a somebody's like we need to get a pass thrown these codes, and then I'd be like, oh, let's get Patrick Mahomes. You would say Lamar Jackson, and then we would all die.
Terrible, awful metaphor, but that does.
No, it's true because they said it's football. It's the football codes. They call it the football.
Let's work on it. Come back with it next week.
They said it was the football codes, and that's where we are. So,
well, listen, I did want to touch on Lamar for a brief second, and I know we'll get into him more here in a little bit because it's both our game to watch this week, but our games out our eye this week. But I mean, I'll simply say this: PSA officially. You got the mental yips, Lamar, when it comes to a big game. And yes, I understand this is not a big shocker. Okay. Everyone's like, oh, whoa, gee. But I'm telling you, it took me a while to come to the realization, dude. It took me a while to get comfortable with the idea. Unfortunately, as I am a stubborn man, but I am man enough to admit, at least right now, there's definitely a mental block there when it comes to big pressure games.
Right.
Especially from here, Joe's admitting he can say that.
I am very proud of you. And then the next step is to admit that he is going to be garbage later on. But we will see. If it is the mental yips. I mean, I said it. You said it. He's 0-3 against the Chiefs. He hasn't beat Ben still. And it's like, come on.
Mentally, I want him to see a couple sports psychologists. If he wants to come over to the crib, we can talk things out. I can get you right real quick, Lamar, and you'll be back to that MVP form. I'm not worried about him. But I am a little bit, I will say, I'm concerned. I'm slightly concerned.
I mean, it's a big concern. But we will see what happens. I am very proud of you for actually saying it, though. I was not expecting that. But somebody who has a little bit more than the Yips, is back on the football field this Sunday, and it is
Woo!
the guy who we put on as our intro music, Antonio Brown, has signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is with Tampa Bay. He is with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, officially making this Tampa Bay Buccaneers the Golden State Warriors of the NFL.
1,000%. Or the Yankees of the NFL. Pick your high-powered team.
Now, here's what I'm going to preface this. Antonio Brown, best wide receiver probably from 2009 to whenever he stopped playing, without question. GOAT on the field, probably a future Hall of Famer if he continues to what he does. However, the pending charges are still there.
Mm-hmm.
December still can come, and he can still go to jail.
December not can still come, but will still come.
Yes. Point being, they could drop the charges, of course. So we've seen it a million times. People drop the charges because people are winning and blah, blah, blah. I'm not totally sold on Antonio Brown being okay until then either. I can see 2 weeks from now, him having a mental breakdown, basically a tantrum, literally a tantrum as a kid, because he hasn't caught enough balls because Mike Evans and Godwin are getting all the balls. Even Bruce Arians said it in his press conference, saying most down to earth receiving groups I've ever seen. Mike Evans doesn't catch the ball, he doesn't care. Godwin doesn't catch the ball, doesn't care. If he's worried about catches, he's gone right away. So I don't know, man. I understand the signing. If anybody can bring him in, it's Tom Brady, it's Bruce Arians, it's that group. But I don't know how you feel, because I know you're a big Antonio Brown fan. You are on this train, but I'm just more so skeptical of saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's how I feel.
Listen, I totally get where you're coming from too. I see that perspective, but as the somewhat AB defender on the show, I went through it with him this summer, and as we were going through the weeks of the season, I was a little bit fed up with him. I said, I don't know if he's salvageable at this point. I don't know if he's going to come back ever to what he was, or if he even has the mental capacity to do it. The one thing I will say is, the couple things I will say to Antonio's, benefit is, one, listen, Bruce Arians did say way back in March, now he accepted on this team. Both Mike Evans and Godwin are on the record with saying, hey, if he is not good with takes, that's not the type of locker room we are. That's not the type of wide receiver room we have. We share, as you said, right? Why I feel is, why else would they have brought them in if they didn't already have these conversations? If they didn't already have these conversations, feel comfortable that, hey, this guy's at least shown me on a communication level. I don't know about an actual physical level, but he's showing me on a communication level that, yeah, I'm capable of this. That's a big step for him there. Another big step for him there is check his Twitter. He hasn't tweeted since I believe August.
Thank God. Thank God.
Okay, which is great for him. Trump needs to take a page out of his book. And also, one thing I will add is, because of that, we've seen other good behavior from him. Yes, that is what he is supposed to do, but he also showed when he was supposed to do that last year, he couldn't do it. So that is the change I'm seeing now. I'm seeing at least some sort of change, that he's at least understanding, I got to toe the line, where last year it didn't fucking matter. I have cases pending, I have this, that, and the third, and I'm still raising hell. I'm still making a big deal out of all this other bullshit. I'm still throwing bags of dicks at exes. It's a different AB, at least somewhat. He's at least trying to show change, and for me, that is a big step for someone that as deep in the hole as he was.
I will say,
am I completely sold? No, because December's still here to come.
I will say this: the social media stuff has slowed down, and I think you're right. They did have a conversation, but it's so funny to me that Tom Brady, he has to stay at Tom Brady's house. Tom Brady has to look over him. This is Tom Brady's fifth child or fourth child, however many him and Giselle have. And the funny part about this,
you think they kissed too, like the rest of his kids?
Dude, Giselle probably kissed him on the cheek, and then Tom Brady got pissed, and then he's like, I want to kiss him.
It's fucking tongue, AB, if you want to be on this team.
But the worst thing about this whole thing was, somebody pointed out his press conference in Tampa Bay was word for word the same words, literally, as what he said in Oakland.
I heard that.
You heard that?
I heard that. Listen, I get it. I just, again, there's still,
on-
as someone that is a undergrad psychology major, okay, is an undergrad psychology major from Old Dominion University, dude. I would say that is at least good behavioral change. I understand, yes, he's maybe going back to some old behaviors, repeating some of the same statements, but it's not coming with the tweets now. He's actually shown up to practice ready to work. He's, from the most part, from what we can tell, seems to be agreeable with sharing receptions with two of their best receivers right now.
They say he looks fantastic. So I'm on the volition of, I guess we'll see. Hey, I have stock in AB. I picked him up in a couple of fantasy leagues. He is now my flex in one because I am, like, my flex position looks terrible. It's god awful.
Somehow in all 5 leagues he was already picked up. He was picked up like
people picked him up 2 weeks before. Like, well, everybody knew the suspension was coming down, coming down, and people heard about the Seahawks, the Ravens, the Bucks, and then somebody said the fucking 49ers.
And that's when I was all over it. But I'm telling you, my 5 leagues already drafted him. I was very disappointed.
Some people were quick to the button. But also we had the trade deadline come and gone. So a couple of trades that we need to talk about.
Trades happen that people don't give a shit about. Let's talk about it, baby.
I mean, it's on they were all on defense. A lot of teams bolstered their defenses. 3 of the best defenses, in my opinion, in the NFL. For the Steelers, I'll just talk about ours. Avery Williams.
Except for maybe the Bucks. You got to throw the Bucks in that conversation. Well, maybe not after last week, but you got to throw the Bucks a little bit in that conversation.
The Bucks are. No, I mean, like, I should say, okay, 3 of the best.
Maybe the Dolphins into that conversation.
Dolphins. We'll get to the Dolphins.
We will.
Dolphins. Avery Williamson to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 6th rounder. Basically, this move from the Steelers' perspective, we needed something in the middle with Spillane. Bush's absence was clear against the Ravens. We cannot go against the Ravens. Got gashed, dude. Got gashed in the
gashed.
We can make splash plays, but if we can't get off the field, we need somebody in the middle. Somebody who we tried to actually before the Jets signed them. So it's great. Yannick, the biggest trade from the Vikings to the Ravens, clearly. It's going to bolster that defense with Calais Campbell, old teammates together. And then Desmond King.
Real quick, though, I do want to add one comment. That's probably the one that I am most excited about. I think that's going to have the most impact overall.
Listen, he didn't do a lot against the Steelers, but not a lot of Ravens defenders did against the Steelers. So it was we'll see him, Calais, the whole team back together. They did get hit with the COVID bug, but apparently only 2 people only got it, Marlon Humphreys and some other guy. They'll be on the COVID list, but they will play on Sunday.
I love some other guy. Always been a good guy.
Always the practice squad guy. It's a practice squad guy. I don't need to know your name. You're a practice squad. Fuck out of here.
You don't even get NFL retirement when you
get a pat on the back, and then you get to wear a jersey on Fridays, like back in high school, and then you could say, "Oh, I'm on the team." So, and then
congratulations, bud. Enjoy a lifelong of concussions.
Exactly, and then you're sitting on the sideline doing the clap, and then Desmond King to the Titans. It's clear as day that the Titans needed help at cornerback position. No Dory Jackson. They needed a guy in the slot. Desmond King, all pro. This is great for them. Those were the biggest trades.
Back, baby. I'm excited.
Will Fuller was supposed to go to the Packers. Didn't happen. Apparently,
that was probably my big disappointment too. Sorry to.
No, I mean,
buddy.
It just shows last night.
I'm not sorry. I don't give a shit.
Last night. Let's just talk about last night. Let's talk about last
night.
It didn't seem like they needed Will Fuller last night. They have a guy named Devontae freaking Adams.
And we're good. You don't need anybody else. We're good.
Joey, you play fantasy football, right?
I believe so. I think. I got to check, but I believe so.
When a guy misses 3 games and has a bye week, so that's 4 games out of what? We're in week 9. So he only played
almost
5. He played maybe like 5 complete games. There's one in there that he went out pretty early than the Bucks game. He shouldn't be leading the league in fantasy points at a wide receiver position, right?
Yeah, I mean, he should be about the middle of the pack. No. If he's a decent wide receiver, if he's a star like we think is, middle of the pack, right?
Wrong.
Sorry, what?
Wrong.
I'm
This
sorry?
man is by far the number one wide receiver in fantasy football at 143 fantasy points. Has double-digit targets, double-digit receptions. Has over 100 and plus yards in every one of his games he's come back from, except for the Bucks game. Has multiple touchdown games. This guy is at
28 targets last 2 weeks. 28 targets last 2 weeks. 13 last night. Over 500 receiving yards, nude. I mean, he is not a human being. Do we dare, as some have dared, to make that Megatron comparison? That is my main question.
No.
Oh, no? He's not ready for triple coverage catches yet?
Guy in Seattle who can kill somebody by just running. He could kill a guy by just running.
I was thinking of too.
Listen, I love Devontae Adams like a son because I think he is so underrated.
You birthed Devontae?
He is so I'm going to do a Brown line. He came out, I feel like my mother gave birth to him. He is so underrated because I had so many arguments. People saying DeAndre Hopkins, people saying Michael Thomas, people saying all these guys better. And I agree. I love DeAndre Hopkins. I love Michael Thomas. I even love Tyreek Hill and Julio Jones. But everybody dismisses Devontae Adams because of one thing and one thing only. They don't know what they're going to get with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is on his own fuck you tour. And he's throwing passes. He's not even trying to run at the goal line. He's trying to pad his stats. He's saying, Russell Wilson, who? I'm trying to go for the MVP.
And he's throwing out, I mean, maybe not really this past week, but he's been thrown out to guys that are basically us. That's it. Besides Devontae.
All MVS had to do was drop a ball. He glares at him. He says, you better not drop another pass or you're going to get out of the game. Man goes for 2 touchdowns and 100-something yards. Robert Tonyan.
Was that good, sir?
Oh, my God. Robert Tonyan, nothing. Then
Robert Tonyan and me are basically identical twins, dude. I mean, we're basically identical twins. He's the same guy out there.
It's crazy. Like the game last night, credit to this. Now, I will say this, and this goes to my next point of the COVID protocols. They don't give a fuck who you put on the field. They're going to play the games. You all could get COVID. Fucking Jimmy G could have been healthy. This whole team could be healthy. They could have all gotten COVID. They put all these practice squad players go. And guess what? You're still going to play the game because Roger Goodell is what, Joey? Hitler. This man put the man who always put money over health.
Kill his grandmother and children before he loses money, baby.
He will call us to play before he cancels a game. He will call one of us to go play a game. Hey, get on a plane. You're going to play for the Vikings real quick against the fucking Detroit Lions. All right, time to play.
Hey, I heard your guys' wonderful podcast, and I'd love if you could start at tight end for the 49ers this week.
Oh, yeah. And then I heard this whole thing about the whole eight teams in each conference by winning, not even division.
Before we get into that real quick, too, I did want to go back to the 49ers for 1 second, Newt.
Go, boy. You go.
Yeah, I mean, baby, like, first of all, first things first is this is the year of contingency, right? This year we've heard it all over the place. It doesn't really feel real. I agree with that. My opinion is, yeah, we all got to tough it this year, right? The fantasy owners got to tough it. We feel you're paying fantasy owners. You got to make contingency plans. Teams got to make contingency plans. Listen, it is what it is, right? As Goodell has adapted Trump's philosophy of adapt that herd mentality, that's kind of the shape of we're going in the league, and make of it whatever you will, dude. But that is what it is.
And I'm not mad at the man. Thank you for having Thursday Night Football last night because I didn't want to watch their election. But god damn, was that?
Or I didn't want to watch fucking Wyoming versus Colorado State.
I forgot that was on last night. And then another NCAA game. But tonight we got
Miami. You didn't even watch action on Wednesday, did you?
Oh,
you got some action?
Come on, baby. I went to a MAC school. I gotta watch MAC. They didn't cover Akron.
How did they do?
Plus 19.5, they lost by 40. I think they lost by 30-something, actually, to be honest. And I
saw that, and I was just like, I wish my ass still gambled because I would bet against Akron all day.
Dude, I'm betting against Akron from now on. That was absolutely horrendous. See, the funny part is they gave me hope. They were like, it was like 16 to 10 at half. And I was like, oh, shit, that's great. And then they came out, fucking, who did we play?
Well, they started out with an onside kick, right?
Oh.
They started. Gotta love the Zags, baby.
Thank you for the match, and we're a Mac podcast, of course. We fucking love you, Mac.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my god.
To that.
But to watch what I watched yesterday,
Yeah.
just shows me that the NFL will always play their games. It don't matter who's out there at quarterback, don't matter who's out there playing receiver. You're gonna get football. So whenever you see COVID things happening during the week, think of this: Roger Goodell is Hitler, and will let everybody die before he loses any money.
Again,
and that's why he's gonna,
including his grandmother, mom, and children.
exactly, 16-team playoff.
Yep.
Not about division winning percentage. They already came up with that. So guess what? There's your contingency plan. Fuck all that. Let's play the season out, which they're probably gonna do. And guess what? Now you're gonna play this whole game of fantasy football of like, oh, are they gonna play? Are you gonna play? We don't know until Sunday comes, and that's why they have those reports 90 minutes before the game. So fucking look it up. That's all I'm gonna say. Fucking.
Before we move on, though, too, Newt, I don't want to say, I mean, before we get to our surprise disappointments and caught my eyes in week 8, I want to know, how are you feeling about that contingency plan? Do you like it? Are you a fan of it? I mean, we're going to watch regardless, obviously, but
it sucks for the NFC East because, I mean, now a 6-win team can't make it. And if they got to do like an 8-team playoff, you guys are pretty much out. I'm sorry.
You mean you're telling me I can't get blown out 45-10 in the first round of the playoffs this year?
Hey, man, if I had to pick one team to win that division, it is the team with no name. And it's crazy.
It is the team with no name? Are you? I don't know, man. It's such a fucking toss-up. And not the Cowboys. Not the Cowboys.
Daniel fucking Dimes is going to win the division. Fucking Carson.
He's picking it up again.
Carson Wentz, dude. Carson Wentz is who you're going against. Literally, it's between you guys and the Eagles. After that, the other two teams are pretty much abysmal. If this was like soccer, they'd be relegated to another league.
Every team in that division can still make the playoffs.
I hate when that hunt. Please don't ever show me the playoff hunt fucking side of the NFC where I see fucking 4 NFC East teams still in the hunt when there's like teams that are like 5-4 or 6-3 and they're still trying to fight for a position.
Still in the hunt. Still in the well. This will get me right into my surprise game of week 8. No.
Now,
no disappointment.
Before we do anything, guys, I know we didn't bet on week 8, but we will bet on week 9 here and make sure that we stay up to date. And from now on, me and Joe will just hop on our Instagrams and we'll give our picks, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And then week 7, we'll have week 7 and week 9 calculated and ready for you guys next week.
Well, week 7 is done. We gotta.
I know, but I still gotta add up our stats and our picks from that.
Yeah, gotcha.
AKA, I didn't do what I said I would do. Yeah.
But we'll make sure that we get on the podcast and give you the picks. But if not, follow me at Shanud M on Instagram, and then that's where you get
good recovery.
And then at Little Joe Ooh for his. So. Go ahead for your surprise. Sorry.
Yeah, so this ties right in is actually my disappointment of the week, and that is the Bucks. Listen, I understand. It is one of those weeks. It's the NFL every single week. Somebody can disappoint somebody. I get it. But I'm sorry. You're facing an NFC East team, dude. One of the worst teams easily in football right now. There's no debate. Maybe they're picking up some steam. I think they're starting to figure it out, build a little bit of confidence. The New York Giants are, right. But you got to blow the Giants out if you want to be a Super Bowl contending team. When you are, like you said, the Golden State Warriors of basketball, you are the Yankees of baseball. You got to blow this team out. I don't care. You have to blow this team out. It should have been a 45-10 game. It wasn't. There was a point. I mean, the Giants could have won this game legitimately, dude.
Literally.
2-point conversion away. There was a couple other dumbass Giants mistakes that gave the game away, but the Bucks almost gave this game away too. They almost literally gave this game away. They were sleeping on the New York Giants. They were ready for prepping for week 9. They thought this was a practice, and they were getting ready for the Saints. It was just absolutely disgusting. You guys disappointed me. If you're a Super Bowl contending team, come ready every week.
You know what's funny about that whole thing? Shout out to Alex Mokiver, who listens to the show and also huge Giants fan. Man, the way this man was texting me, he was He was like, why do they do this all the time? Is Daniel Dimes like the key to the castle? Like, what do we got to do here? Because Daniel Dimes, he was trying to throw that game away. You would think he had units on the Bucks, and like to your credit, you're right. The Bucks didn't play great. The Bucks didn't play great at all. Like Ronald Jones fumbled, got out. They put Leonard Fournette in. We didn't see Ronald Jones from that on. And all those. So I play a game in my head now because Antonio Brown is coming. Any wide receiver that isn't named Godwin or Evans, that is Antonio Brown's ball. It was a shit ton to wide receivers that Scotty Miller.
Going back up too. I think he'll still see touches. He'll still see receptions.
Who? Scotty Miller?
Gronk.
Oh, no. Gronk and Braid, I don't count those because Gronk is going to be – he's going to be a Jimmy Graham where it's going to be like 3-catch, 15-yard, 2-touchdown stat line every week.
He's had a couple 7-target games, 8-target games. I'm telling you that chemistry's building back up.
Hey, man. This is more on the Giants than it is the Bucks right now.
100%. And my heart goes out to you, Mokes. I did want to say my heart goes out to you.
You could have had another upset on Tom Brady, put that on the books, and then all of a sudden you can't hit Darius Slayton, worse shit. Now we talk about Lamar and Patrick Mahomes and all that stuff. We really don't talk about Daniel Dimes enough. Daniel Dimes, since he's entered the league, has the most turnovers, except for by one quarterback.
One more time. I am so sorry, Mokes.
You know who that quarterback was in that stretch of two seasons? Ryan Leaf, the incumbent Ryan Leaf.
Fun fact of the day.
Oh, my God. When they put that stat up, I was like, so are you telling me this guy is Ryan Leaf? But Mokes has hope, and thank you, Mokes, for having hope, because the next team I'm going to talk about probably doesn't have hope. But have hope in your man, Daniel Dimes. Hopefully their ship gets right. They go after a wide receiver and have Saquon Barkley.
Mokes, I will say for you one more time, the last 3 weeks, they have looked like a better team. They look like a team that's at least starting to figure it out a little bit. I mean, say what you will. It's definitely still dumpster fire territory, buddy, but I'm feeling a little bit better about them, at least for the future of the New York Giants and the seasons to come.
Because here's a team, my disappointment of the week. Listen, I've talked shit about the Falcons. They got back to normal. I talked shit about the Cowboys. They didn't go back to normal.
I mean, that is their normal. They stayed normal.
Actually, you know what?
That is their normal. Sorry, Jabe.
What you're doing is on brand for you. Let's make excuses of how we suck. We suck. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
they are consistent. Everybody goes, oh, the Cowboys got to get back to being good again. No, they are consistently bad. That is their normal.
Terrible. But this team, by hook or by crook, we pick to win their division every single year. Even now, when they switch out a Hall of Fame quarterback with an MVP quarterback who's had his ups and downs, who's had his problems, you
don't think he's going to be a Super Bowl quarterback?
Huh?
You don't think he's Hall of Fame quarterback himself?
Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. This whole season probably is the reason why he probably will never go to the Hall of Fame, ever. And he'll probably
MVP and Super Bowl appearance. I don't know.
He'll sell tickets to the other guys' Hall of Fame games or the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Now, I don't blame anything on the head coach because the head coach is who we thought he is. He's trying his best with what he's got. Now, I'm talking other than the New England Patriots with Cam Newton. They have been such a big disappointment since Cam Newton got COVID and came back and then all this shit. Julian Edelman, now on IR. Their wide receivers are names that I've never heard of. Jacoby Myers, fucking Bird. Who else? N'Keal Harry is hurt. Fucking the running backs are God knows who. Damian Harris is the best player. And fucking their defense is worse than fucking...
They're destroyed.
Than coronavirus. They're awful. Destroyed.
Yeah, they're destroyed. And, I mean, when you got Bill Belichick, who almost never makes excuses, made an excuse. We have no depth. I don't have the budget for it to have depth. We are fucked. And Roger Goodell has a huge heart on.
They are garbage. The fact that the Dolphins made a stupid move and put Tua in and still are better than you, that the Bills are still better than you, and thank God for the Jets, because if the Jets had any sort of fucking mindset, they'd probably be better than you too. But my goodness gracious, I know I was waiting for the demise of the Patriots, but not like this. Not like with my boy Cam. I'm a huge Cam fan, but god damn Cam. Like, god fucking damn it. If you can't get it right against the Jets this week, that's it. Cancel the season. Go for the number.
Cancel it.
That's it, bro. That is
Cancel
it.
it up.
I fucking that fumble at the end of the game to lose against the Bills, who you could have gotten momentum on, who you could have been like, okay, if we get some strengths and wins, we can catch up. But now you fumble it. You lost to the 49ers, who are as depleted as you. You lost to the Broncos, who they made an excuse. Bill made an excuse. He said, "Oh, the Broncos have our number." I don't get it. It doesn't matter who's on the other side on their team. They have our number. No, you're Bill fucking Belichick. Figure the fuck out. Fuck you.
Well, that's how you know they're in trouble, right? That's how you know they're in trouble, because Bill Belichick, the Dark Lord of coaching, the Messiah, the chosen one, the best coach ever, is panicking. That him making excuses is him panicking. That shows how much trouble they're in.
Right.
And I mean, we'll get to it later on Gambling Corner, but I smell the first victory for our good old New York Jets.
Oh no.
I think I smell it, dude.
I mean, we'll see. But who's your surprise?
Smells mighty stinky, but great at the same time.
I'll pick them to cover. If the line is big enough, I'll pick them to cover. But it's got to be that.
Well, listen, I'll get right into my surprise of the week, and that kind of ties in right at the same division, baby, and that is going to be the Dolphins. And listen, I'm not even going to really touch this QB controversy, because I think, one, it's not a controversy. It's very simple. Fitzpatrick finishes out the season. They are better with Fitzpatrick in. Period. Listen, to it, you were okay. You were okay. Like, I think went 12 for 22, a little bit over 50%. One touchdown pass, less than 100 yards. I mean, it was your first game. I get it. You kind of looked below average for your first game, for just comparing rookie QBs that start in their first game. You were below average. Right. This offense is better with Fitzmagic in it, but what I need to talk about, Nude, is that fucking water fountain, that huge waterfall that is now the fucking Dolphins defense. Now you say, Joe, how is a waterfall defense? What the fuck are you talking about? Have you ever gone down a fucking waterfall, an actual real tumbling waterfall of rapids? That is what the Dolphins defense is right now, dude. I sang it. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'll say it during when we have our fantasy pickups. They are top 5 defense in the league. They look legitimately scary. That is why this team is above 500 for the first time since we were born. I am ecstatic. I am very, very excited for this team, but I beg you, I plead with you, Miami Dolphins, bring me in for personnel if you need to. This magic has to start.
Bro, that defense, holy fuck.
Yeah.
What they just did to the fucking Rams, holy shit. Like, you would think, like, a defense, like, from top to bottom, their defenses are pretty good. So, I mean, like, you have Byron Jones, who they picked up in the offseason, probably the top corner in free agency. Then Joe went to the bathroom. Jesus Christ. But, like, literally, I don't know if it was because of the Rams being bad, but god damn, they were just sacking. And the only thing that I could think of is, like, this was Flores' idea, was to build a defense, build an identity on defense with his guys, and then all of a sudden be right there. They needed the defense. They have to play against Josh Allen. They have to play against Cam Newton. Guys who are going to run. Guys who are going to pass all over them if they're not careful. So I love how the Dolphins are constructed. And to Tua, I just feel bad because the other 2 quarterbacks that were drafted in the same vicinity as him, Herbert and Burrow, that they're doing great. They're doing amazing. And you put Tua out there and he does that. Now he's going to be compared to these guys all season. He's the guy who started maybe by accident, like fucking Tyrod Taylor got punctured in the lung, or Burrow, the week 1 starter. And
that was to the fortune of both those teams, though.
It's just wild. It's just wild that Tua is. I feel like he's gonna get such a bad rap if he doesn't do well this whole time, because, like you said, Ryan Fitzpatrick should have finished out the season, but that defense is gonna keep him in games, and their defense might this team might make it into that 8-team fucking playoff that they're talking about if it happens. But hey,
they really could. They really could, especially with the division they're in now, looking like we said over the summer in the AFC East. I mean, they're absolutely looking like that, and the Dolphins are looking like the top dog.
If Buffalo stumbles, be careful of the Miami Dolphins. So,
I mean, and also I'll give one little credit to Tua here, Nude, and that is, you still are facing a tough defense. You are still facing one of the best defensive players of all time in Aaron Donald. You still have to go against a pretty, I would say, a top 5 Rams secondary. So, I mean, I credit where credit's due, and at least that he didn't have any turnovers, right? And he at least managed the game somewhat, but it's got to be Fitzpatrick's ball. It's got to be Fitzpatrick. Did you just high-five me over Skype? What was that?
No, you fucking froze for a second. Like you were going crazy.
I need you to calm down your language. I need you to dial it back. Maybe you took something today. You're seeming a little ornery. Can you just
I'm not. But you picked a rookie quarterback for your surprise team. I picked the Bengals as my surprise team. The Bengals.
Yes, sir.
Hanging in games. Shout out to also a guy who hit me up, Matt McClendon. Thank you. You are a Browns fan, but this is towards you. If the Browns are not careful, the Bengals could be the 3rd best team in this fucking division behind the Steelers and the Ravens. They have hung into every single game they have played. Literally, if you look at every single game.
You cover Masters.
Except for the Ravens game, which usually not most people are, if you're a bad team, are going to be doing well against. They've been in every single game. Burrows look great. The offense looks great. Tyler Boyd looks awesome. T. Higgins looks awesome. AJ Green, Joe Mixon's coming back. Don't forget that. Their defense, yes, could be a little bit better. Their offensive line, yes, could be a little bit better, and that's why they are the record what they showed. But when they beat a team like the Titans, who have not just playoff aspirations, AFC champion aspirations,
Super Bowl aspirations,
and they go in there and they're at home. The Titans should beat them. The spread was pretty big. They demolished the fucking Titans. Demolished. And that's why they went and got Desmond King. Because the way that the Burrow threw the ball was amazing. Was great. And the Titans realized, oh shit, that was Joe Burrow. Imagine if it was Patrick Mahomes or Ben Roethlisberger with his quick passes, which he did. They got dissected twice. And Lamar. Lamar's coming up next. Don't forget, they haven't faced Lamar yet. Credit to the Bengals for winning that game. Credit to the Bengals to put everybody on notice that this team, if you're not careful, will beat you. This is the frisky team of the year. That this team, if you do not put your feet on their throat.
The frisky team of the year.
They are the frisky team. They've been in every single game, like you said, covered masters. So credit to the Bengals. Good for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by him. I mean, Joe's clearly the future. Joe's clearly a winner. Joe, I mean, we knew this going in, and he's got this team steering the right ship. I mean, it's exactly what you ask out of your face of the franchise. Said the name of the podcast in the podcast. And so, I mean, and the Titans, I probably played their worst game of the season, if you ask me. They didn't really look like themselves. That offense definitely didn't look like themselves. But yeah, the Bengals are definitely the scrap dogs. They're there to pick up the heat. They're there to get what they can, and if they get enough, who knows? I mean, whether we're at 2-5-1 right now, I don't think they're gonna sneak anywhere this year. But like you said, who knows if the Browns aren't careful? And like we were talking about earlier, about you don't want to hear about the 3-6, 2-5 teams. You never know, dude. It is the NFL, as they like to say, right?
No, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a team that you look at on your schedule and you're like, we can't overlook them because there's a bigger game coming up next week or something like that. Because that's kind of like what the Titans did because they play, I think they play the Colts this week. No, the Bears. So the Bears are a pretty tough defense. So they're thinking that Colts coming up. But you're not careful, they'll bite you. Now.
Speaking of getting bit.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Get loose.
Come on, baby.
Do a little dance. Get down tonight. Feel yourself.
All last season.
Feel yourself.
What all last season?
Yourself.
What did I say last season? Tell the folks what we were missing last season. That I said if Ben comes back and he's okay.
Or are you just gonna say it even though you asked me to say it? Okay.
So say it. No, sorry.
If Ben comes back, this is a Super Bowl contender. He wouldn't shut up about it. It was every other week. He would talk and all during the summer. They are. Hey, I'm giving you credit. Don't take heart to the mocking voice. I'm giving you credit. Go ahead. Let that dick rise. Feel good about yourself. Let me see that awful smile you have. That sickly, cancerous looking smile. Looks great. Listen,
you can say
you thought it. You said it. You know your team very well. This team looks like a Super Bowl contender. They look fucking phenomenal. Credit where credit is due, like we like to say so often on this show, and you definitely earn that credit, dude. I am beyond impressed with this team. They look like they are unstoppable, and the thing is, well, they've had a couple blowout games. They are winning close games in crunch time, which is exactly what you want to see in the playoffs, exactly what you want to see in your Super Bowl contender. So, dude, I will shut up for most of this now. I might have a little rebuttal here at the end. But go crazy. Congratulations. You guys are the king. Sit at your throne and make your orders known. Go ahead.
All last season, it was tough to watch. Games that we lost pretty closely because of our quarterback play. It's hard.
Joey Duckworth? I guess the line about shutting up.
Mason Rudolph. Watching these guys throw away games that our defense kept us in a lot. And now, on the flip side, there's a lot of games that we should have won. Our defense won. So now, when Ben came back, I was like, well, if Ben just gives us more than what those two gave us, we can win games. Now, at the beginning, it didn't look good. Now, we were winning close games against teams like the Broncos and the Giants and the Texans, teams that you're supposed to blow out. Then the blowout game came with the Browns. So I was like, okay, there's that blowout game that you need as a contender. You blew out a good team. Then the Titans came. We did not step on their throats. We let them back in, and we won on a missed field goal. But you know what? Not credit to them. They went into a different environment, won a close game. Who knows what happened in overtime. Ben was looking great. I mean, there was a couple picks. Now, we come down to the Ravens. The team that supposedly runs this division now. And they talked all this shit. They had people in the Ravens community bought a billboard of Ben on the ground hurting and says, "Welcome back, Ben."
But I didn't know that.
I will send you the photo.
That's so dickhead.
Right then and there, I was like, this game is ours because they are thinking too much about Ben. And guess what happened? For third play of the game for the Ravens, the whole game, pick six. I was like, okay, the tide's turning. Now 17-7.
That could have also been your COVID symptoms.
Yeah, 17-7. It was the Ravens. I was like, okay, we're playing a good game. Offensively, we need to get going. We need something. Then this is where I knew, Joey, that we had something we missed last year. Ben methodically brought us down the field time and time after. They didn't think it was 17-7. They thought it was fun. You would think they were winning. You would think they were winning the entire game, how they were playing the second half.
Yeah.
They'd stop after stop, big stop at the goal lines, big stop at fourth down. They were in their asses. Now, credit to the Ravens. They are still a playoff team. They still have Super Bowl aspirations. I am no means calling the Steelers better than the Packers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Kansas City Chiefs. But to see my team 7-0 beating the Ravens in Baltimore when we couldn't do jack shit last year is amazing. Tomlin needs to win Coach of the Year. Ben Roethlisberger needs to win Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
No, it's true. Name me a better Comeback Player of the Year. Name me a better coach.
I just said okay. It may sound sarcastic, but I said okay.
I didn't say fucking like Super Bowl.
I just feel like you're about to come all over your camera, and I just need you to.
This is more of a relief. This is more of like.
Again, please don't come all over your camera.
But more so like you're angry, and now you're coming down from that anger because all last season, it was so angry to watch because they were like, why are you playing with my emotions? Why do we have to go to week 17 knowing we could fucking make it the playoffs still? And if the format was what it was last year, like this year to last year, we would have made the playoffs last year. But that's neither here nor there. We are 7-0. We beat our rival. We made Lamar look what I thought Lamar looked like. Joey, I'm sorry. You admit it.
I was texting with you, and I admitted it just the same. You and Jeff, who sits in the corner, were texting, and we were all in agreement.
All I'm saying is this. The Ravens have a lot more work to do than they thought they did. And Thanksgiving, when we play them again, which is going to be another battle, another last second play that could define everything, we will see what happens. But a great win for the Steelers, a great statement win by the Steelers to show that they are up in the echelon now to battle. But are they better than Kansas City? Are they better than all those other teams? Yet remain to be seen. I will hold my take on that. But that was a great game, a great ending. Welcome back, Ben. Welcome back, Steelers. We're going to the playoffs again.
I did have a different point that I want to touch on the Ravens, but did I just hear a little doubt? Did I just hear a little lack in confidence? Because you were about to say we're going to go to the Super Bowl, but then you switched to the playoffs.
No, I didn't say
I want to know. I mean, are you a little worried? Is that concerned? That sounds like it's a little concern. Sounds like a little doubt.
I just told you, I don't know if we're better than the Chiefs yet. I mean, that's who we have to play, right? I mean, the road goes through Kansas City.
So there are 3 Super Bowl contenders right now in the AFC. And that is, in my opinion, the Steelers, Chiefs, and Titans. Ravens, my address is to you.
Woo.
And if I have not already smacked you enough, Lamar, listen, I am tired of riding the gravy train. I am tired of giving the Ravens all this love. I'm still with you, Lamar, in spirit and in heart, but I got to dive off this boat. I got to swim back to shore. I got to get something to eat. I got to feel life again because you guys not only are not Super Bowl contenders, but I don't think you're going to go in the playoffs and you're not going to do anything. You're going to lose that first game. And this is all kind of coming to light for me as I am saying this. As much as it pains me to see you happy about your team, to see you have pride in your team, it physically disgusts me. That they're 7-0. They're top of the division. They're top of the AFC. They are legitimately a Super Bowl contender. There's nothing I can say. Congratulations. And except for Ravens, I'm off the boat. I'm out. I am hopping on another boat. I got to get to shore somewhere else.
I'm happy. I do not forgive you. But welcome back.
No one asked for forgiveness, motherfucker.
All right, baby. Well, I'm happy for you. Thank you for saying that.
I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it.
Well, you know.
This might be the worst show I've ever done.
Mahomes, baby. Woo! And the Steelers. Let's
fantasy pickups, Dickface. Right.
So,
and that was our double down on Caught My Eye. That was a double down.
That was a double down on Caught My Eye. Yep. I mean, it's hard pressed to get Joey to say all that stuff, so I'm happy my man said it, and welcome back. So, for fantasy pickup, quarterback, I am going with the swag man himself, the guy who came back against the Chargers, Drew Lock. He plays the Atlanta Falcons this week. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Atlanta Falcons bleed points to quarterbacks. Literally, these are not good quarterbacks that they play against. I mean, Justin Herbert, yes. Patrick Mahomes, yes. But the other teams that they played against have not been good. Drew Lock proves he could do it. And in that point, if you have Jared Judy and you need to start a two.
Combo.
Guy.
Love that combo. That's gonna definitely make you a happy camper. Get you a dub coming end of Monday night. What I like is I like Phillip Rivers a lot this week. Been dropped in a whole lot of leagues for whatever reason. I don't understand that. I think he's a great streaming option. They have a tough matchup this week, noon against. Let me real quick here. I had this up and I lost it.
Was it? Sorry.
It was the Colts, and they are playing the Ravens this week. So yes, I understand tough matchup. But at the same time, too, I still have a lot of confidence in that offense as a whole. This is a team that fights. This is a team that's going to put points on the board. And Phillip Rivers is the guy that is going to throw touchdown passes, regardless of the defense they're facing. If you need an option, he's great this week.
Right. And then for my running back, obviously, I'm going to go with Chalk. Jonathan Wilkins, guy had a career day last week. Yeah, like Joey said, This is against the Ravens, a good run-stopping team. Connor didn't do much, but he did score a touchdown, salvaged himself. Is Jonathan Taylor the guy? We'll see. I'm not too keen yet on it, but if you need a guy and you're running back desperate, Jonathan Wilkins.
I like that. If he's not available, and if he's not available, likely Zach Moss isn't either, but finally started to become what we thought he should be. He is owned Newt in about 57% of leagues, but if you are lucky enough to where he is out there, grab him immediately. I think he's going to be the guy on the Bills for the rest of the season. He clearly showed what he can do finally for this Bills team, so I'm excited to see where that goes, and if you have him, start him. And then if not, yes, I understand it is a little bit of a triple-headed monster back there. I don't know how much of a monster it is right now, really, but Pope has shown that at least he's going to get some carries, and he's going to do well with those carries. If you're unsure or not completely sold on a Justin Jackson, you're not completely sold on anyone else in that backfield, then let's a whole lot. I think that as long as Eckler's, he's going to continue to see a lot of carries.
Right. And then for wide receiver, Calvin Ridley has been sidelined a couple days during practice, so that leaves Russell Gage. Obviously, Julio will get his. Hayden Hurst will get his. But Matt Ryan does love throwing the ball. And like I said, it is against the Broncos, whose defense just...
It is a benched? Is that the word you just used? A benched the Broncos?
It is against the Broncos.
Sound like you threw a B in there, but I'll let you move on. Against the Broncos.
But
I hope the game against the Broncos doesn't get canceled today.
Out of here. But Justin Herbert did crush him for a lot of points as a quarterback. So if you're looking for a guy to spot start, Russell Gage is my guy. So.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think I actually even got him starting in one league already, Newt. So I love that. If he's not available, or you're not completely sold on yourself, then let's go ahead. I like Darnell Mooney a whole lot. I think that's going to be a great option going forward for the rest of the season. I think that's going to be a mid-season pickup that leads you not only in the playoffs, but to the glory. I was going to say to the glory hole you wanted. I'll stick with it. To the glory hole you wanted. That's right. To the glory hole you didn't even know you wanted. Or also a couple other options if he's not out there, which he should be. I think he's 13.9% owned in ESPN leagues. But if he's not, for whatever reason, these guys probably won't be available either. But go for him. John Smoke Brown. I said him 2 weeks ago, Newt. I'm going to say him again. Yeah, 1 reception for 32 yards last week. That's not going to continue.
Seahawks. Like they're playing against the Seahawks, so you better play John Brown.
100%. We're secondary by far in the league. I mean, I hate to keep using me and you as a reference, but we work, baby. And if we played and I was throwing the ball to you against that Seahawks secondary, I'd have 5 touchdown passes on the day.
Of course. So my side, or did you finish?
I have one more. I had a lot this week.
It's
also Mecole Hardman, who I think is starting to get his targets that we always thought he was going to get. Still only owned in less than half leagues. So once again, you got a couple options at wide receiver this week, Newt.
So my tight end pickup was Jordan Reed, but he quote unquote played last night. So I messed up on that. So I am going. I
started him too in a league, and I big regret that where I had George Kittle. So.
Yeah, unbelievable. So my tight end is going to be the guy that most people dropped. Most people dropped because they didn't know what his target share was going to look like. He was on a bye. They came back. I'm going Mike Gesicki, dude. Mike Gesicki has a good playoff schedule coming up. He has a good stretch to the playoffs. They play against the Cardinals, who bleed points to the tight ends as well. So if you need a spot start, Mike Gesicki is one of them, as well as I will also always say this. If there is a quarterback that doesn't start regularly for the Cowboys, you start Dalton Schultz because the tight end is a man's best friend. So
Agreed. Schultz. We love Schultz on this show, even though we hate the rest of that team. Listen, we're normally very supportive of ourselves, at least on this segment. We're very supportive of each other on this segment by far. I think this is the most, on the same page congruency that we could possibly have in the segment of this show. I cringed. I'm going to leave it at that, buddy. And I support you. Go get Gesicki. This is where we're best friends on this segment of the show, so we're going to keep it that way. With that being said, best bud, I'm going to go ahead listen, there's not a lot of options here, as we talked about a lot last couple of weeks. I do like Logan Thomas, however. I mean, once again, picking up the targets that he was getting the first 2 weeks or so, getting those regular touchdowns. Again, I think that continues here. I think he has really good chemistry with Kyle Allen, that is. So, yeah, keep it up and start him up this week. I like him a lot if you are desperate, if you're in a pinch.
Yeah, and for defense, we did talk about Tua. He did have less than 100 yards passing. They did get a sack fumble touchdown for the Rams. I know we do talk about Budda Baker a lot because we are a big Budda. I am going with the Cardinals against the Miami Dolphins this week. The pass rush will be there. They will get a pick or two. This is the game where Tua is welcome to the NFL a lot. So.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a really great call. And, again, to be on the same page and be nice and congruent and consistent, it's going to be a defensive game here, I believe, because I also have you picking up the Dolphins this week. I think that definitely take the under this week in that game. I think it is a defensive battle. I don't really think Andre real quick, and after that, I mean, you have Kyler contained. There's not much else you can do. So I think they hold the Cardinals defense, which we've seen they can absolutely be contained before. And I think it's a pretty easier task than some may think for the Dolphins. Pick them up this week.
All right, baby. Your favorite segment,
Gambling Corner. Yes, sir. And let me just get it up here right now.
Let's just preface this. We're not stupid. We would have picked the Packers last night anyways, and the over. So
100%. So we'll go ahead and give us both 2 dubs to start out the week. We started out hot. Congratulations to us. And then we'll go right to the first 1 o'clock game of the day. They all come on at the same time, 1 o'clock. But we'll go ahead and we'll go with the Seattle Seahawks going to Buffalo noon. Seahawks, of course, are favored here at -3. Over under is going to be 55. I will go ahead and start here today. And it looks like my coffee's coming up a little bit. Excuse me there. But I like the Seahawks. Listen, they've covered every single game except for one. Every single game except for one. They do it here again. I think the Bills are showing their true identity the last couple weeks. And they're not what me and Nude were hoping they were. Josh Allen is not that dark horse MVP that we thought he could be. And I like the under here.
Oh, wow.
I like the under here.
I am with you with the Seahawks, but I am with the over. I think when you first see it, your mind goes Bills, Seahawks, defensive game. No, it's now it's show with Josh Allen and Russ. So
I just don't think. I mean, I know you said pick the secondary. We know that the secondary is terrible for the Seahawks, but that front is not too bad. I just don't see the Bills scoring enough points to get the over here.
See. Over in the Seahawks. I'm with it.
Next up, Denver Broncos going to Atlanta. Ooh, don't catch the 8. Sorry from anyone from Atlanta. And we got the Broncos here, underdogs at +4. We got the over-under at 50. Give me the Broncos straight up money line at +180. That is my dog of the week. I love them. I give me some more of them. I did have them beating the Chargers last week, and that paid out pretty well. I would have said that on the show. You can, that's what I would have done. And I got them again this week, and I'm going to go ahead. And once again, I'm feeling the unders here. I'm loving the unders this week. Under. Give me some more under.
So I am picking the Falcons because they have been turning it on since I called them my disappointment like 3 weeks in a row, and ever since. And no Dan Quinn, so we're good. So I'm gonna go that, and I am going the over because I think it's gonna be a more high-scoring game than we think it is.
Hey, we are starting this segment out exactly like we want to. Very opposite. No same pages so far. Love it. Beautiful.
It's gonna come soon. Trust me. It's definitely coming soon.
I think it may come with this game. Maybe. Because it will be the Baltimore Ravens against the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, man.
Ravens. Tricks you. Don't. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Colts. +105. That's right. Give me the Colts. And I will go ahead. Make it what you will. Give me the Colts. And I will go ahead. And once again, I love the under at 48.
Give me the under. I'm with the under. What was the Colts plus? It was a pick'em?
It's basically a pick'em 1.5 +1.5 goals.
Oh, man.
Come on, dude. Give me the first same page of the day, baby.
Colts. Let's do Colts together.
Love it.
You know I don't want to pick the Ravens, but at that line, holy shit, give me the fucking Colts for sure.
I mean, the only thing with that, and it's already locked in, it's official. Nude and Joe on the same page, first one of the day. But the only thing with that is, Nude, it's like they're begging us to pick the Colts here. They're begging us, pleading with us to pick.
They're thinking the Ravens are coming off such a high, playing the Steelers, let down. They're going to lose another game, or beat them by 1, and blah blah blah. And
or it could also be a reverse grab of it's so easy for the Ravens. Why don't you pick the Ravens? And really, we have superpower brains of awesomeness, and we just pick the Colts.
We're not that smart.
We're geniuses, just like Kanye, who I did vote for.
Jesus Christ.
Or did I? All right, next up is the Carolina Panthers going to see and ready to get obliterated, taking up the butt, good and strong from the Kansas City Chiefs. -11 here, though, dude. -11, making it tough for us, as they always like to do. Over-under is 52.5. I'm going first this week, so I'll keep up with that trend. I'll go ahead and I'll go. I don't like it, but I'm also feeling ballsy this week, so I don't know if it's that ballsy. But +11 here, Carolina Panthers, +11. And I'm going to take, for my first over of the day, because I don't care what you say, that Chiefs defense, not that good. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to go over 52.5 here.
I'm going over. I'm going over as well. But I am going the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean,
points?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the Kansas.
You'll take 11?
Bro, it's Kansas City. It's not like it's not. They're not playing. Okay, and it's not. They're not playing any contender. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. And after what I saw Teddy Bridgewater do against the Falcons, I don't. Nothing gives me confidence that he's going to do it against the Chiefs. Not saying the Chiefs has a daunting defense. I just think they have a better defense than the fucking Falcons. So.
And for America's game of the week, it is the New York Giants going to see the Washington football team, named to be determined at a later date, but probably not.
Under.
So Nude's got the under, doesn't even need to hear it. It will be. I'll give it to everybody else, though. It is 43. Here's my thing with these NFC East games, okay?
Come on, baby. Pick them with me, because you made me pick the game against the Ravens.
Oh, that's not what I'm going back and forth about.
Okay.
I have the Washington football team named to be determined later date, but probably not, because they have to win this game after whatever the fuck they did 2 weeks ago when you kick the extra point. I'm over it. I'm fine. I'm good. Don't worry. I'm over it. But I'm taking them here, and I'm taking them money line straight up, but I keep wanting to pick and it's always these NFC East matchup games. It's always about 43, 42, and it always goes under.
Yeah.
But I never learned. I'm a guy that always says, I think eventually it's got to hit. You can't have the same thing again and again and again. I have been proven wrong, just like I was proven wrong with the Ravens, and I thought they were going to beat the Chiefs. Again, I'm a big man with big balls to admit it, but I got to go over. Got to go over 43. It is my least favorite pick of the week, but I'm going over 43, and Washington football team named to be determined at a later date, but probably not. And again, you said under, and Washington football team named to be determined at a later date, but probably not.
Yep.
All right, moving right along to the Las Vegas Raiders against those hungry for a win. Justin Herbert ready to prove he's got what it takes to be the guy. I think in some light he's already done that, but yet to be fully determined. The Los Angeles Chargers. It is a pick-em, Nude. It is over 41 and a half a point.
Damn. Give me the over, and I'm rocking with that with my rookie of the year, Justin Herbert. So give me the Chargers.
All right, we'll go opposite here. Give me, except for the over, I'll take that over too. I like it a whole lot, but I think the Raiders come back pretty strong this week. It is like that bipolar, spastic offense. 1 week they're, they don't want to get out of the room. They don't want to talk to you. Next week, they're ready to run a marathon with you.
Yeah, literally.
So I like that. Moving right along, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Are they going to take their first loss, Nude, to the best team in football and the Dallas Cowboys?
No, I do admit this. They will not lose this game. They might lose the game after this game against the Bengals, the frisky team.
That will be a good game. That will be, honestly, underrated game of the year, I would say there.
Yeah.
But this game, we do have to focus on this game. Let's not make the same mistake the Buccaneers did last week. Let's focus on this game now. -14.5. Ooh, y'all haven't seen a line like that in a while, Nudie. In a while.
I don't care. Give me the Steelers and the over. Whatever the over is, give me the Steelers. I don't care. They're bleeding points. Start Ben Roethlisberger. Every Steeler starts this week. No stone unturned.
I've never seen you more giddy. It's like you just took a hit off my bong there, dude. I love that.
I just want to see that.
You look more stoned after saying that.
I had 2 straight weeks of just nail biters. I just want one game where it was like the Browns game where I could just put it on my laptop, not really worry about it, check in on it like here and there. Here, TJ Watt sack, Bud Dupree sack, fumble, like shit like that. Like I don't want to hear miss extra point, miss kick, last second drive. No, Steelers, let's kill this team.
This is going to be a Newton Joe on the same page. You got me giddy. You got me excited. You went from looking sickly to looking nice and big. I love it. I'm gonna go. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with the -14.5. I would take -20 here. Give me the over as well. Over 42 all day long. Newton Joe on the same page. I love it. I love it. Give me more of it. Give me more of this Dolphins defense, like I said, as well. And probably the most contentious, guaranteed we're going to be on a different page here of the Miami Dolphins going to see the Arizona Cardinals for the 4 o'clock game, one of the 4 o'clock games of the day, probably the 4 o'clock game of the day, because let's face it, the other two, who cares? One's a blowout, one, who cares? So this one, I would say 4 o'clock game of the week, Miami Dolphins, Arizona Cardinals, Dolphins +4.5. Love that. Dolphins +4.5, over under 49. Nude, where are you feeling? What you got? Take this one first.
I'm going to go under, and I'm with my boys in the Cardinal Red Sea. Give me Kyler Murray and the boys. I am going Cardinals.
Give me the under, and give me the +4.5 with the Dolphins. I will take that +4.5 all day long. Sorry?
Ride the wave, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going money line. I'm not going to go money line. I haven't completely lost my mind, but I will go that +4.5. I'll take that all day. I would even maybe buy a point if I was still a gambling guy. I would probably buy maybe 5.5 there, maybe 6.5 if you can do it. Then you're sitting gold as a golden goose. With that being said, night game, baby. We got once again the most overhyped game of the season. And just like the first one, this is going to be super overhyped again. Do the Buccaneers finally figure it out? I personally think they do, especially at home against the New Orleans Saints. They are favored here at -4.5. Over under 50.5. Nude, I'll take this one first this time. Over 50.5. Give me the Bucs with the points, baby. Remember I took Saints first week. So give me Bucs and the points.
So here we go. Disclaimer. The Pharaoh disclaimer. Michael Thomas plays in this game. Saints win. Michael Thomas does not play in this game. Saints lose. So put that in your tickler file of how you count this. So if Michael Thomas plays, I'm on the Saints. Michael Thomas is not playing, I'm on the Bucs. I'm also on the over with you. So I'm kind of on the same page, kind of not.
So we'll say half on the same page, a half a Chubb on the same page. I love it. Our first half a Chubb on the same page of the face of the franchise history. And that will take us to cue those horns, please, Nude. Whoa. Now I'm cutting it off right now. Whoa. You didn't have the passion. You hit me with the eye roll. You hit me with the eye roll.
I have a coronavirus. What, you want me to die? Hold on. Okay, let me try again.
Figure it out, okay? Everybody else has. Are you a herd mentality or not?
Fuck you. There you go. Better?
This Monday night, we will have the super, now surprisingly, but not that surprisingly when you look closely, trash-ass New England Patriots versus the absolute bottom of that trash can, the New York Jets. Watch the world burn along with the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. You thought election night you're watching the world burn. No, sir. That's going to be Monday in this game, dude. New England Patriots are favored -7.5. Over-unders 42. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Boy, howdy, do I have a huge heart-on for this game. Love watching the world burn. Let's go ahead, just like my man the Joker, let's go ahead and let's go with the New York Jets, as I promised, as I teased, for my lock of the week. The New York Jets will get their first win against the New England Patriots. That's right. You heard it. The New York Jets will get a physical, on the record, statistically called a W this week at plus 282. Give it to me all day long. Give me the cover plus 7.5 if you're not feeling that. But I'm telling you, lock of the week. Give me your savings and turn it into gold. I promise you'll double the amount and under 42.
Wow. He actually did it. He actually took them. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. We'll take the under.
Jump on that boat. Come on, do it. Jump on that boat. Come on.
I'll do
for you.
I'll do Jets with the points. Give me the points. I can't do the money line. I can't do it.
For the No Balls pick of the week.
Hey, listen. My balls pick of the week was already happened. I picked
your balls are on the floor. You have lost them. They're all over the place. And your coronavirus is now spreading out like the super spreader you are. Way to go ahead and end the show on no balls.
You are a piece of shit. So, for everybody,
you are a super spreader.
Thank you for listening. As always, please check out our sponsors, one of them being Stuck Up Clothing. What they do is they have upper echelon clothing of long sleeves, t-shirts.
Finest fashion money can buy, baby.
Exactly. Sweatshirts. Follow them on Instagram at stuckupclothing.co.com or .com. No, it's just dot, right?
No, it's a .com.
.com. Yep. As well as follow Eyesight. Mobile eyewear company. Joe is wearing some nice specs right now. We are the company that comes to you for all your eyewear needs. I am Pharaoh. This is Little Joe.
Also, real quick, too, if you're feeling a little scrappy, like I need to do, is shave up the beard a little bit. Maybe things are growing a little bit out of control. Go see Best Barber. It is in Old Ashburn. If you're local to Ashburn, they have every barber has 10 years plus experience. Best Barber. We're working on setting them up some socials nude to update you right here on the show live right now, and setting up some other things for them that I've talked to them about. But they're old school, so just go see them, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
And also follow us on Four Corners Radio and all streaming service, as well as all social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as follow our umbrella that is Thoughtology, Face of the Franchise. Degenerates Are Us? No? Yeah?
Yes.
Degenerates Are Us.
Working on a return. It's both very too busy. The hosts are both very busy. We are supposed to be meeting this weekend to give you guys back all the gambling picks you need.
Of course. Last Nice Guys, bread and butter, free therapy. And 5 holders. I am Pharaoh once again. This is Little Joe. Stay breezy, stay easy, and one love.
Aha!